So this is the first class of foreign exchange, and I had mentioned that foreign exchange carries, I would say, 15 to 30 marks in the exam. 15 marks directly from this chapter and another 15 marks combined with derivative, because there are certain portions in derivative which includes currency. So ultimately, indirectly, Forex is 30 marks, but directly speaking, it is around 15 marks. It's all practical stuff. Sums come from this portion. And as I had mentioned in my first class, theory can come, but the probability is very low. So a serious student, smart student will not waste time in preparing Forex theory. If the theory comes from this chapter, student should be able to write on his own words, okay, those 4-mark stuff, correct? Now, you will remember that in the first class that we had, the first example on external commercial borrowing was foreign exchange only. And you were quite comfortable with it without having studied foreign exchange. So, Forex is a chapter which has a lot of common sense. You don't need any preparation, you can just pick it up from square one, okay? So you will feel this happening in class. Now what I do at the beginning of every chapter is that I divide the chapter into certain parts, say 7-8 parts, so that throughout the classes, say 15 classes or 12 classes or 10 classes, we know the journey that we are moving. We just randomly don't change the topic, okay? So let's do that. Write down. Forex, foreign exchange, in short it's called Forex. Exam focus, around 15 to 30 marks combined with derivatives, around 15 to 30 marks combined with derivatives. Second bullet, requires some knowledge of TVM, time value of money, requires some knowledge of TVM covered in introduction class. Okay? So last time, you remember we had done 1 plus RT, 1 plus R power T, E power RT, and then the calci stuff. All that is required in Forex. So if somebody has missed the first class, introduction, that class shall be uploaded on YouTube, I think by the end of today. You should definitely look at that class. There will be several places in the SFM curriculum where you will be stuck up because of not having done that class. Anybody not doing that class, great risk. Okay, you got to look at that class. So requires some knowledge of TVM covered in introduction class. Next bullet. Almost 100% practical. Almost 100% practical. Okay, so this chapter is not important for theory at all. Almost 100% practical. Chapter layout. Chapter layout. Part 1. Currency. Yeah, please. Currency conversion. Currency conversion. Currency conversion, you understood from the word. If you have to convert $50,000 into pound, how do you do that? Currency conversion. Okay, converting one currency into another. Part 2. Cross rates. Part 2, cross rates. Part 3, forward rates. Forward rates. Part 4, exchange rate determination. Exchange rate determination. Part 5, international project appraisal. International project appraisal, which means you are setting up a project outside India. International project. Part 6, currency of borrowing or investment. Currency of borrowing or investment. Like we did the topic called ECB, external commercial borrowing. So currency of borrowing or investment. Part 7, residuals. Some residual small stuff are there, will be covered in part 7. So I have divided the chapter into 7 parts. I was not explaining too much while dictating these parts because we have to go inside them. Okay? So part 1, part 2, part 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I had mentioned I think 12 classes. Okay, I made a mistake yesterday. If you can just open the notes. The number of classes in the last topic, that is derivative, IRM and RM, okay, was wrongly mentioned by me as 28. It will be around 22. Okay, there will be 22 classes in that. Okay, in the last topic, derivatives, IRM and RM will be around 22 classes. Okay, so this is the chapter layout. I have not taught anything up till now. Anybody who has come late has not missed. So let's enter into currency conversion. Part 1. Currency conversion. Currency conversion. Okay. Point number 1, warm up. Now there are some currency conversion which I know that you can do without my teaching. I know that you can do the currency conversion without my teaching, so why shouldn't I leverage upon that benefit? So in warm-up section, I am trying to show you that you know it beforehand. Let's reach at that stage at least. Correct? Write down please. Example. Dollar per pound, 1.6420. Dollar per pound. Okay? Bracket mein that is 1 pound equal to dollars 1.6420. Okay, the rate of 1 pound is dollars 1.6420. Convert pound 80,000 into dollars. Please calculate the answer on the calci. You are supposed to convert 80,000 pound into dollars. What is the answer? 1360, and that's correct. Because 1 pound is $1.6, no? So 80,000 pound is 80,000 into 1.6420. Okay, 1 pound is $1.6420. So 80,000 pound is 80,000 into 1.6420. It is very, very elementary. Correct? Write down the answer. 80,000 into 1.6420 equal to 131360. So from your faces, the person whom I thought gave the answer earliest, I am just asking her, how did you know we have to multiply?
So one pound is equal to $1, 1.6420. We have to convert 80,000 pounds into dollars. So 80,000 into.
So she is giving a unitary method reasoning. So 1 pound is $1.64. So 2 pound is 2 into $1.64. 3 pound is 3 into $1.64. 80,000 pound is 80,000 into 1.64. What's the reason? Obvious. Remember that reason in future. Correct? Let's go to example 2. One CAD, Canadian dollar. If you don't know the full form, it doesn't matter in the sums. If I write 1 CAD equal to, and you don't know what is CAD, how does it matter? This chapter is not about general knowledge. That do you know the currencies of all the countries? We don't need to know. For us, it is maths going on. So 1 Canadian dollar equal to euro 0.9740. That is, I am writing it in another form. Are you okay with this? See, I have written it this way. Are you okay with this way? Euro per Canadian dollar. Euro per Canadian dollar. 1 Canadian dollar. So the price of 1 Canadian dollar, the base currency, is 0.9740. Convert CAD 90,000 into euro. It is disrespect to all of you. I should not have given this question. Still, just for the sake of it. Yes, Kelsey, what's the answer? Huh? 87660. Same logic. 1 Canadian dollar is 0.974 euro. So 2 Canadian dollar is 2 into 0.974. 3 Canadian dollar is 3 into 0.974. So 90,000 Canadian dollar is 90,000 into 0.974. Okay, you cannot have a doubt. So the answer is 90,000 multiplied by 0.9740. What did you say? 87,660. Answer. Next. Example. 1 CHF. Okay, CHF is Swiss franc. What is CHF? Swiss franc. Some people write it as SFR, Swiss franc. That's more easy to pick up. But CHF is otherwise Swiss franc. Okay. When the European nations decided to form a common currency, Spain joined the same, Ireland joined the same. They lost their own currency. But countries like UK, countries like Switzerland decided to be a part of the European Union, but not to forgo their own currency. So Switzerland still has its own currency, CHF. 1 CHF equal to GBP 0.4320. What is GBP? Great British Pound. I once again repeat, if you don't know the full form, it doesn't matter. This is maths going on. Okay, because there are many currencies whose full form you may not know. It doesn't matter at all. That is, how should I write it? That is, help me please. GBP per CHF equal to 0.4320. Convert GBP 80,000 into CHF. Convert GBP 80,000 into CHF. Yes, answer please. 34560 is the wrong answer. 185 point something. Okay, 185 point something. It will be divided, not multiplied. And I think I need not give the logic. Why should I? It is the price of CHF. 1 CHF is 0.4320 pound. So if there was 80,000 CHF, we would have multiplied. But it is 80,000 what? Pound. It will be divided. There shouldn't be any confusion, because if it had been 80,000 CHF is how many pound, we would have multiplied. No, it is the price of CHF. It is not the price of pound. If I ask you, in fact, can you tell me what is the price of pound? What is the price of pound? 1 divided by 0.4320, obvious. 1 pound is 1 by 0.4320, na? 1 divided by 1.4320. That is the value of 1 pound. Okay, and you can multiply 80,000 with that. So 80,000 into 1 by 0.4320, that would be stupidity. It's 80,000 divided by 0.4320, na? Correct? Hai? Okay. Write down. Answer. 80,000 divided by 0.4320 equal to 185, 185.19. 19, okay. Okay, CHF 185, 185.19. Okay. In one of my classes, when I asked somebody that how did you decide that this has to be divided? How did you decide that this has to be divided? Then the person replied, sir, I know from my knowledge that pound is more costlier than CHF. He knows from his knowledge. I said, what if you don't know from your knowledge? He said, I can see it on the board. 1 CHF is only 0.43 pound, na? 1 CHF is only 0.43 pound. So 1 CHF is less costly. 1 pound is more costly. $1 is 70 rupees. So dollar is more precious than rupee, na? So 1 CHF is less than 1 pound. It means CHF is less pricey. GBP is what? More pricey. So when you will convert GBP into what? CHF, it has to be a bigger amount. GBP is a more costly currency, na? So 80,000 GBP will be a higher number of CHF. That's what that person replied. कि sir, I decide upon divide multiply by understanding कि would 80,000 GBP be more CHF or less CHF? Like would $100 be more rupees or less rupees? More rupees. Because $1 is 70 rupees. Why 100 rupee will be less dollar? However, personal level, myself, I have never adopted this method of understanding divide or multiply. My logic has been, what is the base currency? The base currency is what? CHF. So if the amount given to us is CHF, it has to be multiplied. But if the amount given to us is not CHF, it is GBP, it has to be what? Divided. I feel more comfortable that way. Okay? If the amount that is to be converted is the base currency, so it is the price of base. You got to multiply. But if the amount is the numerator currency, then it has to be divided. I will dictate later that this currency whose price is given is called the base currency, while this currency in terms of whom the price is given is called the price currency. What currency? Price. There's a base currency, there's a price currency. Okay? So when the amount that you are converting is the base, multiply. When the amount that you are converting is the price, you got to what? Divide. It's very easy. It need not be stressed upon to understand this. Okay? Note. In the quotation, dash next line, 1 USD equal to INR 70.20. In the quotation, 1 USD equal to INR 70.20. Okay, I'm writing below USD, base currency. I'm writing below INR, price currency. Base currency, price currency. Now listen to something. if the exchange rate is given in this manner, 1A is equal to units of B, yeah, 1X equal to so many units of Y, then there is no confusion in this world regarding we are talking about whose price. But if the quotation is given as A by B, how? A by B oblique B, in that case, there are two different styles in which the world interprets it. Which means when it's written, na, X by Y is equal to 4. This has two different interpretations. One is 1Y is equal to 4X. 1Y equal to 4X. And the other is 1X equal to 4Y. 1X equal to 4Y, which means that when this oblique sign is given in between, there is a confusion as to which one is the base currency. If oblique sign is given, there is a confusion as to which is the base currency. Any institute which is running a forex paper should, disciplined, state in their study mat and tell it to its examiners as to which style are they going to adopt. Which means is Y is the base currency or X is the base currency, should be clearly communicated to students. Like we know now, there's some previous year, there's some assessment year. Which assessment year is applicable for your exam? Isn't it announced in the tax paper? Why is it announced? They can say that no, you have to think. Okay. They should specify the same thing for foreign exchange. But here they don't specify. And we are all taken for a ride in the exam because the sum will be entirely wrong. If there are 500 sums on forex that the CA Institute has printed up till now, when I say CA, I include CMA as well as CS. If there are 500 sums that they have printed up till now in 480 sums, X by Y means 1Y is equal to 4X. 1Y is equal to 4X, which means which is the base currency? Y. But in 20 sums out of 500, X by Y means 1X equal to 4Y. Does that mean that, sir, we should therefore remember 1Y equal to 4X? Because once again, last class dialogue, are you going to pass on an average or in the first term? First attempt. So in your exam, the 20 wala portion can come, na? And then there is no relief. What do I do? So we have to be prepared for both. That if they give 1x equal to 4y or 1y equal to 4x. Now the problem is how will we understand in the exam? The problem is how will we understand in the exam? Usually this portion which I am saying, I do not speak it till the third class of forex. I speak it after 3 classes. And then people have a bigger problem. Why? Because sir, in the last 3 classes, you have done around 30-35 sums teaching us that 1y is equal to 4x. Then surprisingly in the 4th class you are saying that no, 1x can be 4y. Are you understanding? People complain that why didn't you tell us on the first class of forex? So I'm telling you in the first class itself. Ki 1y can be 4x, 1x equal to 4y. Both are possible. So how will we understand? Because the entire sum can be wrong. How will we understand is via common sense awareness of popular currencies. Common sense awareness of popular currencies, I am trying. Okay, so I'm not dictating right now, I'm trying. You please tell me. USD per INR, do not copy. USD oblique INR, 70.20. This is the price of what by common sense? USD. This is the price of USD, nobody needs to be taught. 1 USD is 70.2 rupees, na? We know it. That means in this case, which is the base currency? USD. Okay, so if this were to be written in the form of equal to, it will be 1 USD equal to INR what? 70.2. Correct? Try the second one, perhaps if you know about it. Let's see. USD JPY. JPY is yen. 112.20. So if you are aware, then you will be able to pounce upon it. Yen is one of the cheapest currency. Yen is even cheaper than what? Rupee. Yen is cheaper than rupee. So if you go from India to Japan, okay, so you'll be able to convert 1 lakh rupees into around 2,50,000 yen. You'll be happy. We had 1 lakh rupees, now we have 2,50,000 yen. Okay. So yen is the cheapest currency. Obviously, this is the price of what? USD. 1 USD is 112.2 yen. Now you can complain that I did not know about it. So for very, very popular currencies like GBP, USD, INR, JPY, which for GBP, USD, INR, JPY, as well as Euro, you got to know which one is more precious than the other. You got to know. Yes, this much common sense, general knowledge is expected from you. Okay? Highest currency is what? GBP. Am I saying that GBP is the highest currency on this planet? No. I'm saying out of the popular ones. Highest currency is GBP. Below that comes Euro and USD both. I'm not saying which comes ahead. Actually, Euro comes ahead. We know 1 euro is more than 70 rupees. However, Euro was originated on 1st Jan 1999. Euro came into origin on 1st Jan 1999 was the birth date of Euro. Happy birthday. Okay. From that day till today, 2019, there have been periods when 1 euro has been more than $1. And there have been periods when 1 USD have been more than 1 euro. When the institute picks up a sum from which book, you never know which publication would it be. So I do not take a risk in that regard. So between euro and USD, you will not be able to say which is precious. So let's keep them parity. So topmost pound, then euro and USD, then INR, then JPY. Pound, euro USD, same level, then INR, then JPY. If you know this hierarchy, so you should be able to say, try again, USD per GBP 1.6250. It is 1 GBP. How did we know? Because sir, this is more than 1. This is more than 1. So if it is more than 1, it is that of the stronger currency. How can $1 be more than 1 pound? Impossible. 1 pound is more than $1. You are 100% understanding what I'm saying. Correct? Now, CA students anyways do not like algebra at all. And when we are writing notations, you must be seeing that when I'm writing now, dollar, pound, it's lighter in our body. When I'm writing USD, CAD, I'm not saying it's intolerable, but still it's heavier. We are getting more soothness when I'm writing dollar, pound, rupee symbol. Isn't it true with everybody? Now, the fact remains that I said 90% time the base currency shall be the denominator. I have told you. So your first bias in the exam shall be, it is the price of the denominator. That's the base currency. That will be your first bias. But then you will remember, I'm going to sit only once. In case it is the price of the numerator currency, my answer is gone. 8 marks, 0. You understand? So you will be a bit careful before approaching the sum of forex. You will wait for just 1 second. That am I not getting blocked over here? Now those 10% possibilities in class, we call it googly. Nowadays, the leg spinners that we have in the world, they are giving more googlies than normal leg spin, given the T20 cult. But otherwise, traditionally in 5-day matches, okay, there used to be a leg spinner will bowl 90% leg spin. Only 10% time he'll pose what? Googly. In that sense, I'm saying it's googly. So for us, when the numerator currency is the base currency, we are calling it googly. It's good for us to understand communication point of view. So you will check whether there's a googly or not. Correct? And in which sums you will check? Now listen. Only in those sums where currencies are given by letters, not by symbols. Currencies are given by letters, not by symbols. Which means when it's given USD, when it's given GBP, when it's given JPY, one thing is sure. If there is googly, there has to be letters. There cannot be googly in dollar per pound. There cannot be googly in dollar per pound. If there is googly, it has to be what? Letters. Don't take it reverse. Did I say whenever there is letter, there is googly? No, I said if there is googly, there will be letters. But in the letters, there can be googly, there can be no googly. I hope you are clear. And rest the experience will show. Rest experience will show. But I have tried to speak out as much as possible. Okay? What were we writing? Just let's check. So we had written 1 USD equal to INR 70.2. USD is the base currency, INR is the price currency. There is no question of any googly toogly over here because this is written in equal to form. There is no oblique. Next line. 90% of the time, ICAI 90% of the time ICAI writes the above quotation as 90% of the time ICAI writes the above quotation as INR oblique USD equal to 70.2. I'm just circling this part. Look, base. You also do that? You also do that in your copy, please? Okay, I'm trying to show, look, base currency is the denominator one. Okay, 90% time ICI writes the quotation as this. Correct? Next line. However, in 10% of the situations, comma, ICI provides a googly. In 10% of the situations, comma, ICAI provides a googly. ICAI provides a googly dash USD oblique INR 70.20. It would be so wrong for any of you to think that, sir, you should have written 1 by 70.2. If it came in anybody's mind sitting over here, sir, you should have written 1 by 70.2 because we have learned from class 1 and 2 that if x by y is equal to something, y by x is 1 by that thing. We are not talking about that. We are saying that they are saying USD is the base currency. So 1 USD is 70.2. I am not saying this is the price of rupee. Am I saying no? I am saying this is the price of dollar. Okay? So USD is the base currency. Please mark the arrow. Next line. How will we understand? How will we understand in the exam? How will we understand in the exam? Okay, it's a part of note continuing. How will we understand in the exam? Dash when normal and when googly? How will we understand in the exam? Dash when normal and when googly? When normal and when googly? First bullet. For it to be googly, for it to be googly, for it to be googly, comma, quotation has to be in letters. Quotation has to be in letters. Quotation has to be in letters and not symbols. Letters and not symbols. Bracket USD, not dollar. This is what I mean to say. Quotation has to be letters, not in symbols. Second bullet. You need to be aware. You need to be aware. Second bullet, please write down. You need to be aware of the following sequence. Following sequence of currencies, sequence of popular currencies, sequence of popular currencies, sequence of popular currencies from the most precious to the least precious. Sequence of popular currencies from the most precious to the least precious. Sequence of popular currencies from the most precious to the least precious. From the most precious to the least precious. Okay, so let's write down the sequence. GBP, second level is Euro or USD, third level is INR, fourth level is JPY. implies JPY oblique INR equal to 0.4620. Yes, it is the price of what? It is less than 1. You got to look at it. It is less than 1, so it is the price of the cheaper currency. Which is cheaper? JPY. So there is googly over here. Okay, there is googly over here. Because the rate was less than 1, now we understood it is the price of the cheaper currency, JPY. Implies JPY per USD 110. 110. Obviously it is the price of USD. Okay. No googly. Implies USD oblique INR 70.40. So here we have patriotic feelings, obviously. Googly. Implies USD oblique GBP 0.7220. Yes, please. It is less than 1. So it has to be the price of what? Dollars. So USD, there is a googly. Okay. So this is a good example to ensure that you will be comfortable at home when you think about it. Parachange, write down. Although we know both the style of quotations, although we know both styles of quotations, bracket normal versus googly, both style of quotations, bracket normal versus googly, bracket close. It is better to consistently follow. It is better to consistently follow the normal style in the exam. It is better to consistently follow the normal style in exam. It is better to consistently follow the normal style in exam. Okay, when I leave the institute, what should we follow? We should follow the normal style. Full stop. So if googly is given in the sum, so if googly is present in the sum, not given, googly is present in the sum, comma, please copy the quotation again. Please copy the quotation again in your answer sheet. Please copy the quotation again in your answer sheet. As normal. Did you understand what I am trying to say? You understood there is a googly in the sum. When you are doing the sum now, in your answer sheet, you copy it in the normal style. Okay? Parachange. Example. USD oblique INR 70.40. GBP oblique USD 1.3650. You can see from both the quotes that there is googly. Have you seen? I'm just circling that. Write down the question. Please convert INR 5 lakh into pound. Please convert INR 5 lakh into pound. Okay? Now do not write and do. If you want to do something on the calci, please go ahead. I'm waiting for just 1 minute. You have 5 lakh rupees, you want a pound from it. So how much pound would you get from 5 lakh rupees? It requires some brain, but maybe you can do it. Okay, we have 5 lakh rupees, we want pound. How much pound will we get? Do not write and do, because I'll dictate. Do not write. Try to do it on the calci. And I'm telling you, any student who gets a pickup of doing SFM on the calci, he will be blessed, because SFM is a subject which later revision should be done on the calci. You are saying how much? 5202. 5202. I don't know whether it's the correct answer or not. You were supposed to do 5 lakh divided by 70.4, whatever you got, divided by 1.3650. You were supposed to do 5 lakh divided by 70.4, that much USD, and then you were supposed to divide that by 1.3650, that much GBP. If somebody has not been able to think about it, that person should not curse himself, because I have not taught that part. But since there was common sense and numbers going on, I always feel that the greatest asset of a CA student is logic with numbers. When numbers are there, his mind runs very sharply. So I gave it the benefit of doubt. Let them do it. So if it clicked into you, well and good. Otherwise also, don't worry, I'll explain. Now, as soon as you understood in the exam hall that this is a googly, so according to my previous notes before this example, I said, please copy this in your answer sheet as normal, So write down solution. Given INR/USD 70.40 and USD/GBP dash 1.3650. Okay, so from the question paper, when we come to the answer sheet, we'll copy this. So when we copy this, then we are following that style now. Which style? Normal style. So we have not changed the sum. We have written it in our format. You have written the sum in your format. Understood? In your format. If there are more right-hand batsmen in the world or left-hand batsmen? Right-hand batsmen in the world? Okay, a left-hand batsman makes a cover drive, superb shot, and you want to copy him. But you will copy him batting left or batting right. Batting right na, if you are a right-hand batsman. So I'm trying to say copy him na, but you make your own stance. You also make a cover drive following him. That is what I wanted to say. That you have to have your attitude. I will play as a right-hand batsman. Okay, but the other person, institute, can give it as a left hand. Okay, if the example suited you. So that's what I was trying to say, that you please convert the sum as per your style. Now, the other knowledge, for reason for which you got stuck up, I said 5 lakh rupees, So you understood that, sir, we have to first of all convert rupee into what? Dollars. Now look at the board, 70.4, is it the rate of dollar or rupee? Dollar. It is the rate of dollar, but 5 lakh is rupees, so we have to divide. 5 lakh divided by 70.4, you got that much dollars. Now, you have to convert dollar into pound. So this is the rate of what? Pound. If pound was given, we would have multiplied, but dollar is there, so we'll what? Divide. Divide and multiply, you have understood now. When the amount that is to be converted is the base, you multiply. When the amount that is to be converted in the price, you what? Divide. Understood? Yeah. Please write down. Step 1. I'm writing in symbols, rupees 5 lakh dash dollars 5 lakh divide by 70.4. Okay, now just one second. One more piece of advice to you. Whenever there are sequential calculations in a very simple sum, this is a very simple sum, one that cannot come in the exam. Whenever there are sequential calculations in a very simple sum, do not calculate at every stage. Because if you do, you are carrying out rounding off at every stage. because of which the final answer will be slightly different if you understood what I said. If I don't calculate, leave it like this, I will straight away divide both figures, na? But if I calculate and then divide, you will be doing some rounding off. So in a very simple sum, okay, in which 2 or 3 multiply or divide are involved, it's better not to calculate at every stage so that the rounding off is avoided. Okay, step 2. Dollars dash pound 5 lakh divide by 70.4 and divide by 1.3650. So this is what you all had said. Yes, what is the answer? Pound 5203 approx. Pound 5203 approx. Pound 5203 approx. Since most of you, I can see, are able to apply your brains 100% right now. Okay, that's visible to me, because of which I am risking one thing, and asking you that look at this please. Look at this once again, this box. And assume this is an algebra class. Assume that this is a basic class 5-6 algebra going on, not forex. And you are given INR per USD, which is like X by Y. And you are given USD per GBP, which is like Y by Z, isn't it? INR is X, USD is Y, X by Y, and then Y by Z, algebra going on. And you were asked in the algebra class, calculate X by Z. Are you getting my point? This is X by Y, this is Y by Z. And you were asked in the algebra class, calculate X by Z. Calculate X by Z. What? I'm just writing it fresh. Just think about it. You are given X by Y equal to something, say 5. Y by Z equal to something, say 7. You have to calculate X by Z. What is the answer? Huh? Somebody is saying 5 by 7, somebody is saying 5 into 7. That's very, very bad. Believe me, it's so bad, there is no limit to how much low we have stooped down. If you cannot tell me it will be 5 by 7 or 5 into 7, then you have lost your brains. It's as simple as this. 5 into 7. Can't you see the algebra? Because Y has to be cancelled. X by Y, Y by Z. You have to cancel Y now. X by Y, Y by Z. You have to cancel Y. If you are saying we should divide X by Y upon Y by Z is what? XZ divided by Y square. Sorry for the algebra. But isn't it? X by Y upon Y by Z, Z goes up, XZ divided by Y square. But if you multiply X by Y into Y by Z, can't you see X by Z? Correct? This is what we are going to exactly do in part 2, which is cross rate. Part 2, what is part 2 of the chapter? Cross rate. Cross rate is this only. So I have given you the intuitive feeling of cross rate over here only. Cross rate means there are 3 currencies, cancel the common currency and get the rate between the other 2 currencies. Cross rate means there are 3 currencies, cancel the common currency Y and you get the rate between the first and third currency. Na? That's called cross rate. So is it that simple? Yes, it is. CA students, as a result of being overburdened, okay, especially because of CA Inter, they lose their intuitive brains. And you will find that that is why the number of CA student or percentage who try CAT and are not able to clear it is enormous. Because we lose our basic brain now. Okay, SFM is one subject, costing also the other one, which tries to say you have to use your basic brain. Costing is more tougher than that because it requires more uses of basic brain. Okay, and we are all like cling to formulas. Give me the formula at the end of the day so that I can use the formula. And obviously I will also give formulas at the end of the day because we want that people should pass. But at least I'll try to tell you that use that part of your brain which is already known to you. You have to sit with the mentality, okay, there's nothing new being taught. That's the best part. Okay. So I am not dictating this part, X by Y, Y gets cancelled. I will touch upon that when I reach cross rate again. Okay. So with the help of this example, you understood what was dictated prior to this example. that when googly is given, copy the data as per your normal, you understood left hand batsman, right hand batsman, then make a cover drive. But please convert that as per your convenience and then. Correct? Para change. What if, para change, what if the currencies given in the question, currencies given in question are not normal, are not popular. I hope you understood this doubt. This doubt had to come. Sir, you have taught us the hierarchy for popular currencies, GBP, USD, Euro, INR, JPY. But what if the quotation is given in the exam as CAD per AUD? I don't know whether Australian dollar is more costlier than Canadian dollar or Canadian dollar more costly than Australian dollar. I don't know. If phone was allowed in the exam, we could have Googled. But that is also not an option. So we don't know this. So therefore, we'll have to take a risk over there. We'll have to believe in the game of probability, 90%, that there is no googly. We have to do the sum that there is no googly. And in case we are wrong, we are wrong. Has it ever happened in the history of the CA Institute? No. Which means whenever googly has come, there has been popular currency. There has been popular currency. Of course, in the same sum, there has been unpopular currency also, which means, please note, don't note, but please pay attention. If suppose it's given CAD per AUD, 6.4560, and you are so sorry sitting in the exam hall because you don't know what it is. You know you are taking a risk. Okay? Where you know how to hedge the risk. In case that situation happens, that the sum comes for the first time, in which you are not able to judge it's googly or non-googly. You solve the sum how many times? Twice. You solve the sum twice if that happens. But otherwise that has not happened. Now in the same sum it is given, USD per INR 70.20. So as soon as you look at the second, you understand there is what? Googly. So if there is googly over here, there is googly everywhere. In the same sum, they cannot give two different quotations, not possible. Which means in the same match, the player will say, I will sometimes face right, sometimes place left. That's not allowed. So in the same sum, it is not possible that they can give you one data as normal, the other data as googly. That is not possible. So I hope you have understood. Yes, please. So the student is saying that, sir, if it all happens that all the rates are of this type, then in that case, we can give a note that we have assumed that this is the base. Of course, you can't use the word googly in the exam. Yeah, because he doesn't know, obviously. That he will not understand. So he is saying that, sir, can't we write that we have assumed that this is the price of the AUD. But tell me something, as a counter reply to your question. In the exam, the question came USD per INR 70.20, and the student wrote, I am assuming that this is the price of INR. The student gave the note, I am assuming that this is the price of INR. INR is the base currency. Do you think he will entertain that? No. He will not entertain that also. So don't just imagine the worst thing that can happen, but still, I have given you the reply of what will we do in that eventuality. We'll solve the entire sum twice. Alternate solution. Institute and all the checkers, they love alternate solution. Okay? At the risk of just speaking a local language, Bengali, as soon as a student does alternate solution, the institute checker says, Koto bhalo chele. Okay? Such a good student. He's giving two solutions. Okay? To the others who don't understand, Koto bhalo chele means the student is so good. He's giving two solutions. They love it. Okay, wherever there are assumptions, alternate solutions, they love it like anything. Okay? So in the entire paper, if you are trying to show them their love, okay, they like it. You get more marks. Okay, so in a very short sum, if there is a possibility of alternate solution, definitely put it over there. Okay, that shows the impression that the student is very, very comprehensive. Okay. So what will be writing, please? What if the currencies given in the question are not popular? Reply to it. Reply. It has never ever happened. It has never ever happened. It has never ever happened. ... Why be so pessimistic? Why be so pessimistic? When we become so pessimistic in life now, why be so pessimistic? ... If at all it happens. ... If at all it happens. If at all it happens, comma, you got to solve the sum twice. You got to solve the sum twice. You got to solve the sum twice. Para change example. GBP per USD dash $1.4890. CAD per AUD 12.6020. Convert AUD 50,000 into CAD. Yes, answer please. Convert 50,000 AUD into Canadian dollar. So I hope you have understood. The answer will either be 50,000 divided by 12.6020 or 50,000 into 12.6020. What? Into or divide? You don't have to follow anybody who is saying. You have to apply your own brain. Whether it will be 50,000 into 12.6020 or divide. I am helping you out. We had decided, sir, if the amount that is given, if that amount is that of the base currency, we will multiply. But if the amount which is given is that of the price currency, we will divide. If the amount which is given 50,000, it is given in AUD. So if AUD is the base currency, the answer should be into 12.6020. But if CAD is the base currency, the answer should be divide by 12.6020. What? Divide. The answer is divide. Why? Because from the first quotation, we understood GBP is the base currency. Because GBP dollar, the rate was 1.46. 1.46 has to be the price of what? GBP. So GBP is the base currency, which means there is googly. There is googly in the sum. Because the base currency is the numerator one. The base currency should have been the denominator one. There is googly in the sum. And if there is googly in one sum, in one part of the sum, there is googly in the entire sum. Okay, if there is googly in one part of the sum, there is googly in the entire sum, which means CAD is the base currency. So this is the price of CAD. This is the price of CAD. But 50,000 is what? AUD. So divide. I hope you understood. Write down the logic. From the first quote, comma, we understood that. From the first quote, comma, we understood that there is googly. There is googly. There is googly. So CAD is the base currency. So CAD is the base currency. CAD is the base currency. Next line. AUD per CAD dash 12 point, what was it? 6020. Okay, it is the price of CAD in our right hand batsman. Okay, CAD. But the amount 50,000 is not CAD. It is what? AUD. So what do? Divide. Next line. Therefore, 50,000 AUD dash 50,000 divide by 12.6020. Yeah, what is it? 3967.62 CAD. 3967.62. Okay, this much CAD. Okay. Now nothing in the CA exam will come from part 1. Whatever we have done up till now, last 1 hour, nothing will come from part 1. However, every sum in foreign exchange will require part 1. Because every sum you have to convert. So if you don't understand part 1 today, currency conversion, in that case, you cannot do a single sum on foreign exchange. Guaranteed. But this cannot come in the exam now. Do you think the levels of CA Institute has fallen? That they'll ask you 50,000 CADs, how many AUD? Okay, they want to apply, they want to give you export-import companies, this and that. There will be some structure in the sum. And within the structure, you have to convert. So maturity is required in your understanding. Correct? Please check how did the class note start. I think point number 1 was warm-up. Point number 1 was warm-up. Correct? And in the warm-up, we took 3 examples, 4 examples, I think, initially, before the note. 3 examples we took. In the 3 examples, you understood when to multiply, when to divide. In the 3 examples, you understood when to multiply, when to divide. Yes, you did. You understood. And after that, I explained to you 2 styles of quotation. Normal and googly. We got blocked over there. I tried to give all clarification regarding how will you judge, what will you do, and so on and so forth. Within that, I also got the opportunity to give you a glimpse of cross rate. A glimpse of cross rate, although that was not dictated. Correct? That's a great coverage. Great. You have understood what googly is, what not, what people understand in the 4th class, you know it right now. Okay? And you have understood multiply, divide. Am I sure you have understood multiply, divide? When the amount given 80,000 is the base currency, multiply. When the amount given is the price currency, divide. We have not written this. Please write it down. Note. Rules regarding multiply. Rules regarding multiply or divide. Rules regarding multiply or divide. Okay. Dash. First bullet. When the amount given, say 80,000, when the amount given, say 80,000 is base currency, when the amount given, say 80,000 is base currency, dash, you got to multiply. You got to multiply with the rate. You got to multiply with the rate. With the rate. Next bullet. When the amount given is the price currency, when the amount given is the price currency, comma, you got to divide with the rate. You got to divide with the rate. You got to divide with the rate. Okay. Point number 2. Within part 1, point number 2. Okay, point number 1 was warm up. Point number 2. Write down. Currency conversion in the presence of bid, 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 dash ask, ASK, bid ask rate. Currency conversion in the presence of bid ask rate. Currency conversion in the presence of bid ask rate. One more thing, I am realizing while delivering is that if I was sitting on the other side and suppose I am a person who likes more Hindi than English, one benefit that is happening to that person is that his actually English is improving. Ability to interpret, understand, because you are listening so carefully to each and every sentence the way. So it's actually improving your overall potential. Okay, sitting in the exam hall. And that's the benefit that you can take it. What you're losing? A lot of side entertainment, which Hindi language could have brought in. Okay, had it been in Hindi, I could have brought in a lot of side entertainment which is missing. So I think there are two types of pain. Somebody was saying in our Sunday felicitation program that one is the pain of regret, the other is the pain of discipline. One is the pain of regret, the other is the pain of discipline. The pain of regret comes when you sit for the exam and you flunk. You cannot, obviously, one can understand the pain. The second is the pain of discipline. That having a disciplined course of action to understand that this is CA final. I'm coming over here not for entertainment, but for the purpose of studying and studying only. Okay, this is not CA Inter. So if you can appreciate that, you'll be okay with it. That, okay, I'm sacrificing the entertainment part, but that's good enough. Okay. Point number 2, what was it? Currency conversion in the presence of bid ask. Okay, listen. There are two types of market. Okay, do not write, I'm discussing. There are two types of market. One is exchange traded market, which means the commodity is traded on an exchange, NSE, BSE, exchange traded market. And the other market is over the counter market, OTC. There are two types of market. One is exchange traded market, like the stock market. Stocks are traded on an exchange. Can you go to a bank for the purpose of buying stocks? No. A bank can be a broker, and you're using the broker's platform to buy or sell stock on the exchange, but it's exchange traded. But when you have to buy or sell currency, you go to a what? Bank. A bank acts as a market maker. Look at the word market maker. Okay, if I would translate this into Hindi, market maker means jo bazaar bana raha hai, one who is creating a market. Market maker. How? Because to create a market, there has to be a buyer for every seller and seller for every buyer. To create a market, if people who are ready to buy, there should be some seller. People who are wanting to sell, there should be some buyer. What happens in the stock exchange? Buyers and sellers, they come together and they post their rates. They post their rates. But what happens in the foreign exchange market? Banks, they become buyer as well as seller. They are saying that I'm ready to buy, I'm ready to sell. But I'm ready to buy at this rate. Look at my hand symbol. This rate, I will sell at this rate. Obviously. I'm sitting over there to make a profit now. I'm ready to buy at this rate. I'm ready to sell to anybody at this rate. So this rate, the right hand, my right hand, this is the bid rate, my buying rate, your selling rate. Are you wanting to sell? Come, I'm ready to buy at this rate. And this rate is my selling rate. Do you want to buy the currency? Come, I'm ready to sell. I hope it's very natural. If you don't take it as studies, if you take it as that you have stepped into the business to become a bank and you will quote bid rate and ask rate, it is so simple to understand. Obviously, you will be ready to buy at a lower rate and ready to sell at a higher rate. The world will have to buy from you at a higher rate. The world will have to sell you at a lower rate. Who is the world? Customers. Can the customer be another bank? Yes. Can the customer be another bank? Yes. SBI approaches ICICI Bank. SBI approaches ICICI Bank. Who is the customer? SBI. Who is the quoter? ICICI Bank is the market maker. It is quoting. The customer can be people like us. You're going to US for 20 days. So you have to buy dollars. Okay, so the customer can either be other banks. The customer can either be what? Retail customers, companies and all that. The customer can be RBI. RBI also often intervenes in the forex market to stabilize exchange rate. Okay, when RBI is the customer, that's the top tier market, tier 1. When banks are customers to another bank, that's tier 2, wholesale market. When retail parties are customers, that is retail market. There are 3 segments of the forex market. The top tier, between RBI and banks. The middle tier, interbank wholesale, and the lower tier, that's what? Retail. However, that is not the point that I was trying to go into. My point was, the foreign exchange market, is it exchange traded? No. Foreign exchange market is not exchange traded. It is not NSE, BSE. Now, if some of you have some experience of trading in the stock market or commodity market, you must have seen that on the BSE or NSE, currency quotations are there. If some of you happen to have some experience of trading, you will acknowledge that on the MCX, on the NSE, BSE, you have rupee per dollar. So you would straight away raise a question that, no sir, I have seen on the NSE platform rupee per dollar. You haven't seen that. That is futures. What is that? Futures contract. Futures is a derivative. A contract for the future, say for 2 months, for 3 months. Okay, but that's a different thing. We'll do that in derivative. Right now I'm teaching the foreign exchange market where we actually have to buy and sell dollar. That's OTC. What is it? OTC means what? Over the counter. Are we going to have any question in the exam of the type, define exchange rate, 2 marks. What is the type of exchange rate market? 2 marks. Explain OTC market, 2 marks. How banks quote bid ask rate, 2 marks. This is not going to be. So please understand my teaching style. I will devote more time into informal dictation of the type I did in warm-up. How strangely I started Forex. Without teaching anything to you regarding Forex, I started it by warm-up. Because the teaching pattern has to be aligned with the examination at hand now. If I am teaching for some other examination, my tone of teaching Forex will be totally different. Depends upon how questions are tested over there. Understood? So do not criticize me. You never defined, sir, an exchange rate. What will you do of the definition? Exchange rate is the price of one currency in terms of another. And you will mug it up at home. Exchange rate is the price of one currency in terms of another. It's a law audit exam. So we are trying to avoid all the rubbish. Okay? And focus only on the main points. So I had to mention this to you. Foreign exchange market is over the counter because banks quote bid-ask rates. Banks quote bid-ask rates. The bid rate is the rate at which the bank is ready to buy. Which currency? Base. Ask rate is the rate at which the bank is ready to sell. Which currency? Base. The whole talk is about the base currency. If you forget the talk about the base currency, you will make mistakes in the exam. Please understand, when bank is buying dollar, it is selling rupee. Am I not? I am the bank. I am buying dollar. So you are selling dollar to me. Okay? I am buying dollar. Against what? Rupee. So when the bank is buying dollar, it is selling rupee. But the focus is on the base currency. Focus is on the base currency. Every time you are buying a currency, you are selling the other currency. Okay? The focus shall be on the base currency. Okay? Just 1 second. Do not copy. Please do not copy. Rupee per dollar. ICICI Bank is quoting 68.20 oblique 68.90. I hope you understood this. ICICI, over here, what is the base currency? Dollar. Anyways, in symbols they will never be googly. In symbols they will never be googly, rest assured. Okay, googly will only be there in letters. Maybe there in letters. Okay. So $1 is 68.2, 68.9. ICICI Bank is ready to buy dollar at what price? 68.2. So I am ICICI Bank. Any of you are wanting to sell dollar? Come, I am ready to buy. So you sell me dollars, you give me $1, I'll give you what? 68.2. I am ready to buy. You sell me dollar at 68.2. And ICICI Bank is asking how many rupees to sell $1? 68.9. Asking. Ask rate or offering. The 68.9 is called the ask or offer rate, and 68.2 is called the bid rate, buying rate. Buying what? Dollar. Buying from whose point of view? ICICI Bank's point of view, because 68.2 is not the buying rate for you. For you the buying rate is what? 68.9, because you have to buy at the rate at which ICICI Bank is ready to sell. Obvious, common sense. So, from whose point of view should we normally make up our mind to think? Customer. The entire foreign exchange, you should think from customer's point of view. You should think from that side. As a customer, you have to buy dollar at 68.9 and you will get how much? 68.2. It's better to think from customer's point of view. It would be very, very bad if somebody will say, no sir, I will think this way. Customer wants to buy dollar, so ICICI will what? Sell dollar. At what rate? 68.9. I'm not advising that. Believe me, you are unnecessarily, okay, you can catch the nose like this. You're going round and catching it like this. It will hurt you in so many sums. Think from whose point of view? Customer's point of view. Okay, the customer has to suffer a pain. He will buy at the higher rate, he'll sell at the lower rate. Most important language in my entire discussion is buy what? Base currency. Sell what? Base currency. So if you're listening half of the language, that we have to buy at the right side 68.9, we have to sell at the left side 68.2, then your things are going to be bad in coming discussions. Buy the base currency, right side rate. Sell the base currency, left side rate. Focus on the base. Focus on the base. The last part which I said, you did not get an implication of it. Dictation will come, don't worry about it. Tell me something. Dollar per pound. 1.6120 oblique 1.6240. So I am being aggressive, I am asking the answer directly. If we have to sell pound 80,000, how much dollar? Sell pound 80,000, how much dollar? You have to, you are a customer, you need to sell pound 80,000, how much dollar? Okay, 80,000 pound you need to sell, how much dollar? So you have done 80,000 into 1.6120. 80,000 into 1.6120. I hope into is okay. I hope the left rate is okay. 80,000 was pound. What was it? Pound. And the rate is also a pound. Therefore multiply. Correct? And we wanted to sell pound. You are selling the base currency, the lower rate, 1.6120. What if, give me the answer. What if you want to buy $80,000? Take your time. You want to buy $80,000. How much pound required? You want to buy $80,000. You want to buy $80,000. How much pound required? You want to buy $80,000. How much pound required? So all of you are giving the same answer, 49261. We have to buy $80,000. You all are saying the same answer? Okay, maybe it's correct. Let's see. Which rate will be used? 1.6120 or 1.6240? No. So you all are wrong. 1.6120. One reason why you did wrong is that of normal human intuition. The first question used 1.6120. The second question was seemingly different, and therefore the rate has to be 1.6240. You applied that logic. Well, the logic was, what are we doing with the base currency? If you are selling pound, the left rate. If you are buying pound, the right rate. My question was, we are buying dollars. You didn't listen to me properly. We are buying $80,000. I'm saying, what are you doing with pound? Selling. Go to the bank to buy $80,000. You have to pay pound now. To buy $80,000, you have to pay pound. So you are selling pound still. The question was just crafted in a different manner. The question was buying $80,000. I will not think about dollar, I will think about pound, because what is the base currency? Pound. If you want to be 100% sure of doing forex sums correct, you got to think about the base currency. As soon as you look at the rate, you got to think, what am I going to do with pound? That got to be your habit. So he's saying buy dollars, sell pound. Left rate 1.6120, and obviously this is the rate of pound while 80,000 was dollar. So what? Divide. Understood? Do not worry. I'll speak 100 times. I'll practice 100 times. That's not the worry. But if you pick it the first time, that's best. If you have picked up the first time, that's the best. Sir, can you please summarize what are you trying to say? Yes, I will. focus on the base currency. That is what I'm trying to say in one line summary. When you're looking at the rate and you are hearing the question, you are forgetting one step in between. Sir said focus on the base currency. Okay, after the question, look at the base currency, then decide which rate. And once you have decided which rate, divide or multiply. I have seen you are okay now. Divide or multiply, you are not making a mistake. Shall I try it again? Okay. CHF per AUD 7.2220 and no other rate is given in the sum. What is our guidance? Are you going to assume googly? No. We are going to give two solutions. Let's assume that this is not a googly. It's clearly given this is the price of AUD. Okay, there is no googly. This is the price of AUD. Question is, we need to sell 80,000 CHF. We need to sell 80,000 CHF. How much AUD will we get? Sell 80,000 CHF. How much? Oh, sorry, I have written just one rate. I'm sorry. Let me complete. 7.2220 and 7.2280. Yeah, sorry. Bid ask rate. So we are selling 80,000 CHF. We are selling 80,000 CHF. We are selling 80,000 CHF. Remember the step I said. Focus on the base currency. If you are not, it's lucky draw happening. Focus on the base currency. We are selling 80,000 CHF. So which rate will be used? Which rate will be used? 7.2280. Because you are selling CHF means buying AUD. What are you going to do with the base currency? That's the only help. Focus on the base currency. You are buying the base currency, the higher rate. 7.2280. Because you are buying AUD. If somebody is not understanding, sir, how come if we are selling CHF, how are we buying AUD? That's wrong. Imagine please. You have CHF in your pocket. You went to a bank. Bank, take CHF. Give me what? AUD. Okay. So you are selling CHF, you are buying AUD. The rate is 7.2280. And 80,000 was what? CHF. Well, the rate is that of AUD. It has to be what? Divide. Correct? Okay. Focus on the base currency. Focus on the base currency. Okay. We will take time to communicate all this part which I have said. Okay. So we do something, we take a break. After the break, I will summarize and dictate again. We'll get the scope of repeating the entire stuff again nicely. Okay.